Donald Trump is a weapon of mass distraction, a WMD, a weapon of mass distraction. His press conference on Tuesday shows you what his plan is, right? Say you want to invade Greenland, talk about invading Panama, say all of these outlandish things, talk about faucets and water and drip, 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 and the windmills are killing the whales, and try to distract the American people. He's a weapon of mass distraction from the fact that, guess what? He lied during his campaign over and over again. Folks, egg prices aren't going down. They're going up. Grocery prices aren't going down. They're going up. The stock market is far more volatile as a result of Donald Trump's statements and behavior before he even is inaugurated. Donald Trump has completely frightened the bond markets. Donald Trump will not be able to help people get housing. Donald Trump has betrayed his base by saying, with Elon Musk essentially, that white Americans are too dumb. Americans are too dumb to have STEM-related jobs and to do jobs in technology and engineering and mathematics and science. That's what Donald Trump said. Hence, we need to increase the H-1B visa program, according to Donald Trump, which he said that he was either going to eliminate or phase out to get Americans those jobs. It's lie after lie. Oh, and then the other lie, that within 24 hours, he was going to negotiate peace in Ukraine. Well, now Donald Trump's liaison, his envoy to the Ukraine crisis, the Russia's unlawful invasion of Ukraine, has now pulled out of any peace negotiations in January, and he did that because Putin and Russians and Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, have been mocking Donald Trump, mocking the United States. And so rather than be forceful with Russia or Xi Jinping or Venezuela, especially as within 24 hours of the actually elected president of Venezuela, Edmundo Gonzalez, who's in exile, going to the White House and meeting with President Biden. Edmundo Gonzalez's son-in-law was kidnapped in Venezuela. You won't hear a peep from Donald Trump on that, but what you will hear him talking about is invading Greenland and that Denmark shouldn't have a right to Greenland. But folks, I want you to remember, WMD, weapon of mass distraction. And anytime Donald Trump makes these statements and starts threatening this group or that group, I want you to think about what Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar said. Like when Donald Trump was like, we're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene amplifies that and she goes, this is off to a great start. We're renaming the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, Democrat from Texas, goes, cool. But how does this lower costs? I want you to think about that. Cool. But how does that get Americans housing like you promised? Cool. How does that get Americans jobs? Cool. How is that going to lower the price of eggs and lower grocery prices? Cool. How is that going to lower mortgage rates? Cool. How are you going to do anything you promised? Oh, wait, it was all a lie. So, folks, I'm not saying that we shouldn't take Donald Trump's threats seriously when he talks about invading Greenland like he did repeatedly at that Palm Beach press conference. I'm not saying that we shouldn't take it seriously when he says he wants to make Canada a 51st state or invade Panama and take over the canal. But what I am saying is, we have to be smart in our opposition and recognize that he wants to create all of these issues, and we need to be laser focused on Donald Trump's promises to his base, to the American people, to the 49% of voters who actually voted for this guy, that he is a liar. And why is he lying? Because he represents the oligarchy. It's him and the billionaires who are actually not eating your cats and dogs or geese like he claimed migrants were. They are eating your lunch money. They're eating your checks. They are hoarding the wealth for the, not just the 1%, but the 0.01% who are getting monumentally richer at your expense. Why is there issues with housing supply? Because Trump's billionaire friends, his oligarchs who run private equity companies, have bought up all of the homes, reduced the supply of homes, and have made it incredibly expensive just for regular Americans to afford homes. Why are prices so high? Well, number one, Donald Trump added $8 trillion in debt. That's the cause of inflation. That's what Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley said during the primary debate. And when you add $8 trillion in debt and then you print money as recklessly as Donald Trump did, that's going to cause inflation. And when you break down supply chains like Donald Trump did, who had no clue what he was doing in his first term at all, that's going to cause inflation. President Biden got it under control, but the prices are still high, yes. But where's that being caused from? Also from price gouging from Donald Trump's billionaire friends who collude together and raise up the prices. Biden was trying to stop the price gouging. So what's the source of these things? It's Trump and his billionaire oligarchs. So Democrats need to get smart. Don't get distracted by all of these things. Say, okay, all these things are serious, but what are you doing about the prices? What are you doing about homes? What are you doing about health? What are you doing about education?
Millions of Americans grind or clench their teeth at night, and most don't even know that they're doing it. I was one of them. If you have jaw pain or headaches after a night's sleep, there's a high chance you grind or clench your teeth. Teeth grinding, also known as bruxism or TMJ, is generally caused by stress, and it can cause serious damage, such as eroding away your enamel and broken teeth, which leads to expensive dental bills. The solution to protecting your teeth is a mouth guard, but mouth guards from the dentist can cost you around $500 to $800. The good news is that there's Remi. Remi makes dental-grade professional quality mouth guards without the painful price tag. They're up to 80% cheaper of what you'd pay at the dentist and don't require you to visit a dental office. Remi's process is simple. They send you an at-home impression kit to create molds of your teeth. You send those back to Remi, and Remi's dental team will make your custom-fit guards and send them right back to you. Remi's guards are so comfortable to wear that most customers forget they're even wearing them. Plus, with a 45-night satisfaction guarantee, you can try it risk-free, sleep better, and decide if it's the perfect fit. If not, Remi's got you covered. Look, I've done the whole Remi process. It's phenomenal. Their team is incredible. The product is perfect. Definitely check it out if you fit this category. Remi is for anyone dealing with nighttime grinding, clenching, or jaw pain who wants an affordable solution to protect their smile and say goodnight to jaw pain and headaches. Head to shopremi.com/Meidas and use code Meidas to save up to 50%. That's 50% off at shopremi.com/Meidas with code Meidas. Give your teeth a break without breaking the bank with Remi. Thank you, Remi, for sponsoring this episode.
Just take a look at the things that Donald Trump has said to try to distract. The reporter asks him, "Can you assure the world, as you try to get control of Greenland and the Panama Canal, you're not going to use military or economic coercion?" Trump's response, "No, I can't assure you on either of those two." You're going to send our troops to invade Greenland and Panama? By the way, the question normalizes it. As you try to gain control over Greenland and Panama, guess what? Greenland does not want to be owned by the United States. Denmark does not want to sell Greenland to the United States. Canada does not want to become a 51st state. The leader of Panama said, "Get out." And all this is helping is President Xi Jinping and China and Vladimir Putin in their agenda in expanding the BRICS bloc to become a more powerful bloc than American alliances. More comments about Donald Trump attacking Greenland. The windmills are driving the whales crazy. Obviously, it's the windmills. Gas heaters are much less expensive than the heat is better. It's much better heat, as the expression goes. You don't itch. Does anybody have a heater where you go and you're scratching yourself? It's called rain. It comes down from heaven. And they want to do no water comes out of the shower. It goes drip, 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 drip. You can all have the water you want. It makes no difference. This stuff is stupid. That's why I don't show his videos or audio anymore. In addition to other reasons I don't show his audio or video anymore. Weapon of mass distraction. It's trying to distract you from the fact that he's screwing you and the Republicans are screwing you. How else are they trying to distract you? Trump and MAGA Republicans like Nancy Mace. Oh, their attack on transgender people. Oh my gosh, there's a transgender volleyball player in San Jose State. We want you to care about that. And what? And not the fact that these MAGA Republicans are making your lives actually miserable, that they're taking away workers' protections, they're taking away your health care, they're preventing you from accessing health care. They want to abolish the Department of Education because they want to keep you dumb and stupid so they can get cheaper labor from overseas and then say that you're too stupid to work the jobs, or hope that you're just so ignorant that you fall for their stupid propaganda. Do you see what they're doing to you? Do you see what they're doing to you? But yeah, egg prices are up, mortgage rates are up. The New York Post article, it's Joe Biden's fiscal time bomb is set to explode just in time for Trump to take office. Excuse me? Joe Biden's fiscal time bomb? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? President Biden's stock market up 60% over Donald Trump. Unemployment at record lows, 16.2 million jobs created. There was never a month where America lost jobs. Your 401k, if you have one, is probably up under President Biden. 40,000 infrastructure projects. The most pro-union president. And you want to compare what President Biden is doing as well versus what Donald Trump's doing? Well, as Donald Trump's a weapon of mass distraction, this is what Biden was doing yesterday. Did you hear it reported anywhere on the media? The Biden administration announced a rule change which requires companies that compile consumer credit data to remove medical debt from their reports. More than $49 billion in medical debt from the credit reports of millions of Americans across the country will no longer negatively affect their credit score, and lenders will no longer be able to consider medical debt when evaluating whether or not to give someone a loan. As a result of this rule change, Americans could see their credit score skyrocket by an average of 20 points, and more than 20,000 new mortgages can now be approved each year. Also, President Biden previously did the same thing when it came to forgiving student loan negative credit reporting. He extinguished a bunch of that if you applied on the right time. So while Biden's been doing things, he signed into law the Social Security Fairness Act over the weekend. Donald Trump is talking about threatening our allies. It's a weak little man who talks about threatening our allies, but won't dare talk about Venezuela kidnapping the opposition leader who should be their president, Edmundo Gonzalez's son-in-law. Won't talk about that, won't talk about Putin, won't talk about Xi Jinping, but talks about Canada heinously, talks about Denmark heinously, talks about Panama heinously. A weapon of mass distraction. And folks, I think it's important that we cover it. We can talk about this stuff that Trump's saying, but I want to focus more on why he's saying it versus just saying, here's what he's saying, here's what he said, he's an idiot. No, I want to focus on the distraction that he's doing. Why? Because he's playing you. He's trying to screw you. He's the reason why we as Americans, the 99%, have not been able to obtain the economy that the people deserve, the healthcare the people deserve, the education the people deserve, the housing that people deserve. So his friends, Jeff Bezos, whose Amazon company just paid Melania $40 million for the rights to her horrible documentary with Brett Ratner, who was someone who has all these accusations of sexual misconduct against him during the Me Too movement. He's the director of the Melania film, and Bezos paid him $40 million so that he could get close to Donald Trump. While they're buying their yachts and their private jets, their Bombardier jets, their Gulfstream 600s, Americans are struggling to buy housing. But Trump's like, oh my God, we're going after Greenland. We're going to name the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America. Oh, the volleyball player from San Jose. Stop it. Focus. Weapon of mass distraction. Focus. And go back to what Veronica Escobar said. Okay, cool. But how is that dealing with my life and the prices? Cool. What does that have to do with me right now? Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.